Her gaze was so affectionate it could drown a person. Xiaoyan, shall we go? Her ability to change expressions in an instant left everyone present speechless. I looked at her seriously. I still hadn't fully recovered from what had just happened. Since my rebirth, I had never experienced the feeling of being with family. Back at the orphanage, Aunt Fang did give me a little extra care, but there were so many children there that she couldn't devote too much attention to me alone. Come to think of it, in both my lives, this was the first time I'd experienced having family stand up for me. It wasn't a bad feeling. It's just that the name Xiaoyan seemed to have been used only by Aunt Fang. Even Yun Mengyao always called me Lu Yan. While I was lost in thought, Jia Wanning called me again, worry visible in her eyes. I snapped back to my senses and replied softly, let's go. Things had already escalated this far. There was no way I could stay for the banquet any longer, since Jia Wanning and I were leaving and had practically crashed the event. Yun Mengyao naturally wasn't going to stay either. After we left the Zheng residence, I was just about to introduce Yun Mengyao to Jia Wanning, when Jia Wanning had already turned around. With a smile that wasn't quite a smile, she looked at Yun Mengyao and said, so you're the boyfriend Miss Yun was talking about? Yun Mengyao's brows twitched involuntarily. With a stiff smile, she said, Sister Wanning. Jia Wanning narrowed her eyes, a dangerous glint flashing within them. You're not family yet. Who said you could call me sister? Yun Mengyao looked at her pitifully. Sister Wanning. Just as Jia Wanning was about to say more, her phone rang. She glanced at the caller ID and said to me, it's Mom calling. I still wasn't used to Jia Wanning speaking to me in the tone of an older sister. Jia Wanning let out a sigh. She walked to the side and answered the call. However, the voice she heard wasn't her mother's, but her second sister's. Jia Wanning, so unless I use Mom's phone, you won't answer my calls, huh? Jia Wanning pressed her lips together slightly. Without the slightest guilt, she replied, you kept calling all day long. I got annoyed and blocked you. Jia Qingyin was speechless. Beside her, Yang Wanyan urged anxiously, quick, ask your sister. Has the paternity test result come out yet? Is he really your brother? Jia Qingyin was also eager to know about her brother, so she could only put that grievance aside for now. Did you hear, Mom? Are the results out? Is he our brother? Jia Wanning turned to look at me. Yes. Jia Qingyin shot up from the sofa. Butler, prepare the helicopter. Yang Wanyan had also heard Jia Wanning's answer. Tears of joy immediately filled her eyes. We finally found him. Thank heavens. We've finally found your brother. Jia Wanning knew very well that once Jia Qingyin heard the news, she would definitely rush over immediately, so she quickly stopped her. Don't come yet. My brother still doesn't seem fully able to accept everything. If all of you show up at once, you might scare him. Let me talk things through with him first, then I'll bring him back to the capital. Jia Qingyin said excitedly. Can you even handle that? If not, let me do it. Jia Wanning replied coolly. Don't forget, I'm still your older sister. While Jia Wanning was on the phone, Yun Mengyao held my hand with a pitiful expression. Your sister doesn't seem to want us to be together. I comfortingly squeezed her hand in return. Don't worry, she probably just found me, so it's hard for her to process everything. But no matter what happens, I'll always stand by your side. Yun Mengyao wrapped her arms around me tightly. A sly smile flashed across her eyes. As long as you don't leave me, I can accept anything. Zhang Ting rolled her eyes dramatically beside us. Why did she feel her young lady was acting all clingy? Back at the Jia family residence in the capital, after hanging up the phone, Jia Qingyin looked at her mother. Mom, now that we've found my brother, are we really not going to Shenxi? She suspected Jia Wanning was just stalling them. She probably said that because she wanted some alone time with their brother first, to build a relationship. Your sister is right, Yang Wanyan said. Although she was eager to meet her son as soon as possible, she still had many concerns after hearing Jia Wanning's words. Your brother was taken away right after he was born. Who knows how much hardship he's suffered over the years. Deep down, he must blame us for failing to protect him. Let's not pressure him too much. Give him some time to process everything. Once your eldest sister has talked things through with him, it won't be too late for us to see him. We've waited all these years already. A little longer won't hurt. Seeing that, even their mother had spoken, Jia Qingyin could only nod obediently. Just then, Yang Wanyin pulled up the phone number of her third daughter, Jia Xiaoxiao. Jia Qingyin immediately covered her hand. "Mom, you're calling Xiaoxiao?" Mrs. Jia asked in confusion. "What's wrong? Your sister doesn't know the news yet." A mischievous smile curled on Jia Qingyin's lips. "If you tell her that our brother has come home, aren't you worried she'll come back and compete with us for him? After all, you know her. She's ridiculously clingy. The moment our brother comes home, she'll probably monopolize him. Then how are we supposed to bond with him?" This time, Mrs. Xia's expression turned serious. After a moment of thought, she nodded. "You're right. Xiao has finally become interested in something. Let's let her train outside for a while longer." In Shenxi, a perfectly good banquet had turned into such a mess. Zheng Guoqiang no longer had any desire to continue hosting it. After our group left, he forced a smile and dismissed the remaining guests. Then, without even looking at the culprit still present, he turned and went upstairs. Looking at Susie's swollen pig-like face, Zheng Long knew he probably didn't look much better himself. But when he saw Song Haoken, whose hair was not even slightly messed up, he suddenly realized something. "Cousin, when those people were bullying me just now, what were you doing?" Su Lingyan had at least tried to stand up for Suzy. And to put it plainly, Zheng Long had been defending Song Haoken, but when he was being beaten, Song Haoken simply stood by and watched. Song Haoken's expression turned awkward. "I never asked you to say those things, and that was Yun Mengyao. Even if I wanted to help you, I was powerless. Enough." Zheng Long roared at him. "Even if you were afraid of Yun Mengyao, you could have gone to get help. I must have been blind to help you." With that, he also turned and left. In the blink of an eye, only Song Haoken and the Su siblings remained. Just as Song Haoken was about to leave, Su Lingyan grabbed his wrist. "Haoken." Even though she only called his name, Song Haoken understood what she meant. "Lingyan, can you let me calm down first?" Su Lingyan's heart panicked. Even though she already had a bad feeling, she still wanted to try to keep him. "We even overcame your father's objection. Please stop making things difficult for me, okay? If it were only a matter in Shenxi, my father might still indulge me. But if I have to gamble the entire Song family on it, forget about him agreeing. I wouldn't agree either. Before coming to Shenxi, my father had already chosen a school overseas for me to continue my studies. I'm sorry. Let's break up." After saying that, without looking at the siblings' expressions, he turned and walked away. After Song Haoken left, Suzy stomped his foot in frustration. None of them can be relied on. Then he looked at Su Lingyan. "Sis, what do we do now? Can we really never return to the Su family?" Su Lingyan said nothing. Her expression kept changing. After a long while, she clenched her fist as if making up her mind. There's only one path left now. Because of Jia Wanin's presence, our group did not choose to return to the residence where Yun Mengyao lived. Instead, we went to my villa in Diwan. Looking at the exquisitely decorated, luxury villa, Jia Waning felt somewhat relieved. While glad that I was doing well now, she didn't dare imagine what kind of life I had lived before. However, when she saw Yun Mengyao follow us inside, her guard immediately went up again. "You only needed to bring him home. Why are you coming into?" Before Yun Mengyao could respond, I took her hand and looked at Jia Waning. "I think I need to make something clear. Yun Mengyao is my girlfriend, and we're both adults now. We have the right to decide how our relationship works. If having family means interfering in our relationship and making her suffer, she had always cherished this relationship with fear and caution. When my family appeared, she resorted to little schemes because she was afraid I would abandon her. But now, I didn't even care about acknowledging my family for her sake. Did that mean that her place in my heart was more important than family? If Yun Mengyao's heart felt like the warmth of early spring, then Jia Waning's mood was like the depths of winter. Especially when I called her Miss Xia. It left her feeling utterly chilled. Yet beyond the hurt, she was even more shocked. As far as I know, you and Su Lingyan just broke up a few days ago. How did your feelings for her become this deep so quickly? I didn't expect anyone to understand the sudden shift in my affections. After all, something like reincarnation was too unbelievable. I hadn't even told Yun Mengyao. So, how could I explain it to others? In my previous life, Yun Mengyao gave me the only life-saving medicine she had. She never forced me into anything. After my death, she dragged her broken body along, avenged me for what I could not avenge, and fulfilled the love we never finished. And where was my family? They never came to find me in my previous life, though I don't know why they found me in this life. Their place in my heart could never compare to Yun Mengyao's. I'm sorry. I looked at Jia Waning. But I'll say it again. If you want to acknowledge me as family, then please respect my choice. Jia Waning took a deep breath. Then she immediately changed her attitude. Your sister was wrong. Don't be angry. I wasn't trying to make things difficult for her. So if I don't interfere in your relationship, you'll agree to acknowledge us, right? Yanyan, you know that. Mengyao can't stay in Shenxi forever. If you want to be with her, sooner or later you'll have to come to the capital. Yun Mengyao froze. Was she being used by Jia Waning? This woman had just disliked her, yet now she was using her to persuade me to acknowledge my family. She was truly cunning. My lips twitched slightly. I had actually thought about this before. Besides, the company I founded was no longer what it used to be. Among the company's key personnel, very few were locals of Shenxi. I had long wanted to relocate the company to the capital. In my previous life, when the timing was right, and to help Su Lingyan manage Tianyu, I moved the company to the capital. In this life, both my family and my lover were there. There was no reason not to move. Thinking of that, I nodded. Give me some time to handle the company's relocation. Hearing my affirmative answer, Jia Waning immediately pulled me into a hug. Your sister will help you. At the sight of that, Yun Mengyao's face darkened again. When Jia Waning finally let go, Yun Mengyao wrapped her arm around mine possessively. Her tone wasn't exactly friendly. The household staff had been dismissed. Big sister, find yourself a guest room. After saying that, she pulled me upstairs. Jia Waning watched our backs and felt an inexplicable sense of melancholy, but the sadness didn't last long before she cheered herself up again. Right now, her brother was merely distant from her. Once they built up their bond, her position as his sister would be secure. As for Yun Mengyao, she had no idea that her future sister-in-law already held a grudge against her. The moment we entered the bedroom, she pressed me against the door and kissed me fiercely. I turned my head away, avoiding her advance. What's wrong? Yun Mengyao lowered her head and rubbed against my neck. That's my sister. Yun Mengyao's voice was sour with jealousy. She's still a woman. I raised my hand and ruffled her hair. Like coaxing a child, I leaned forward and kissed her. Feeling any better, Yun Mengyao licked her lips. She was clearly pleased, but she still acted tough. No. I knew her too well. But I continued to indulge her. So, what do you want? Yun Mengyao looked at me shyly. Do what I wanted to do last night. The next morning, I was unusually looking forward to sleeping in. When a somewhat urgent knock sounded at the door, Yun Mengyao wanted to answer it for me, but I pushed her back into the blankets with one hand. I didn't even need to guess who was outside. I could argue reasonably with Jia Waning and stop her from making things difficult for us, but there was no way we could calmly let Yun Mengyao answer the door. After tidying myself up, I opened the door and asked Jia Waning, Sis, what is it? Jia Waning froze. The words she was about to say vanished completely. She stared at me blankly, unable to believe what she had heard. What did you call me? I couldn't quite understand her excitement. I'd already thought it through yesterday.